Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase. Catching up on Hot Wheels RLC. I have got the model coming out on September 30th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I've got some models that I have received in the last few weeks that I haven't opened up. So I thought I would use this preview of the new Mustang for September 30th to catch up on everything else that has been mailed. It seemed like a lot came in over the last week or two. This Datsun came in not too long ago, and I haven't opened that up. The Skyline came. This was the selections. We were able to vote on color and style, and then they designed it. We bought it, and then they shipped it out. That arrived. I think I bought a couple of them. We'll open those up. And yes, and then the Golf arrived. We bought that. I mean, that went on sale, maybe a couple months ago, if I remember correctly. That arrived in this dark chrome. We'll open that up. Very excited about that. And then, like I said, we will showcase the Mustang, that the Ford Mustang Cobra R. Will open that up. That goes on sale on September 30th. So that will be the preview. Mattel sent this. All the others are things that arrived based on purchases that I have made, including this thing. This yellow box, this arrived as well. Another thing that I bought at Mattel Creations. It wasn't RLC per se, but this is the new Moncler Nigo set. Nigo is the streetwear legend, and he collaborated with Moncler to do a line of clothing and coats, and then they did this really special G-Wagon. And I was able to receive, Mattel sent me like a preview 3D print of this model, and then it went on sale on Mattel Creations, and I think maybe on the Moncler side as well. I really do love these fashion collabs, and some do, some don't. I do, and I made sure that I purchased this. To give you just a quick background of models that some of the collaborations, there's Bathing Ape, Bape, of course. Isn't that Nigo's original brand? We've had that one. I'm not going to put these all on the turntable. Of course, there's been the Period Correct, which is a, auto-inspired fashion brand. This was the very first one. It was the Mercedes-Benz 190E, which has become quite a legend in of itself. Then the next year, they did the Land Rover Defender 110 along with the G-Class, the 1991 G-Class. We saw those two together. After that, I mean, I don't have these in sequence, of course. In Period Correct, we did. Then they did the Lancia Rallies 037, and then the Ford RS200 in special racing liveries, and did a whole capsule of clothing. I think a lot of these all did capsules. How about Antisocial Social Club with the BMW, with the Get Weird model? That was awesome. Of course, Herschel, they did a capsule with Hot Wheels. There's plenty that I don't have. IWC, this is one of the special editions, and of course we've seen the IWC branding bleed into retail with Team Transport and Car Culture and many other things, but this is one of the special editions that they did, collaborations with Hot Wheels. How about Fat Lace and Illis? We saw that one with Illist with the T1, and then very famously the Gucci Cadillac from a few years ago. This one was very cool as well. So nothing new here with these. Now I got to move these over. Nothing new with these. And I really do like these collaborations. I mean, you can go with many other collaborations. The Arsham collaborations are fantastic. But here is the latest one, so it is time to open this one up. And like I said, I had the little promo thing that they did. Here it is, Mercedes-Benz by Nigo. Moncler. This was a whole, City Genius thing. This is the actual model, the actual car. They did an actual car, and then Hot Wheels did the replica of it. There is that. Let's just go ahead and open it up. And see what we have inside. I'll move this back just a little bit so we can get a better angle. Well, tissue to start, right? Oh, we have a special, this is cool. Little instruction sheet on the magnetized box, it appears, and then Mattel Creations certificate of authenticity. Just keep that wrapped up. Put this over here. This is really cool. You know, when they sold this, they didn't really talk, just put up. I don't think it sold out right away. I think it eventually did. We'll see what people think of this now that now that it's out. Sometimes you'll hear people like, I wish I would have got it. Others are like, I'm really glad I didn't. You know, I'll just, you know. Here. I'd rather just rip it off and... Oh, this is fancy. That is for sure. So I'll show you the box where the future is driven by the past. One-off art piece merging the signature aesthetics of Moncler and Mercedes-Benz under the creative direction of Nigo. This is very cool. I didn't even show you that part. There's a lot going on. So even inside this box, see there's kind of a ledge there. I wonder if we, with our little instruction sheet, if there's some magnetized, it says you pull it off, then you take everything out, and the... Oh, it's... Oh. Okay, well, let's just do this. Take that out. Take this out. Oh, this is cool. And I think, did they say that this is... Yeah, it's magnetized. Look at that. So you can take this, the box, there's a magnet in there, and it magnetizes the box. That's pretty sweet. This is very much a Moncler aesthetic for those of you who are not familiar with the brand. Puffers, puffy coats is what they do. Here is the model, or at least the acrylic case. And here we are. Okay, this is fantastic. So I think this casting, if I go over to the period correct model, where is that? Here's the G-Wagon. I think this is very, very similar, right? I think a lot of the, like at least the original elements of the casting, the G-Wagon, are the same. This is removable, the top of the G-Wagon. We saw this in, what was it, for Fast and Furious is when it was done originally. And so I don't think this part is, but we'll go ahead and, at least I don't think I'm going to take it off of the plinth, but we can definitely pop it off of the of this. But Mercedes-Benz Project G-Class past to future. Obviously this fits in there, so you can actually have this really cool display. That's amazing. That's gorgeous. I love that. I really, really do. Okay, that's very cool, very creative. Let's talk about let's do the model. Kind of fits in. There's a little lip here. That's really cool packaging. So I am going to keep this in here, but I'll pop this off. There we go. All right. Put that right over here. And yeah, the model is screwed in, so I don't want to take it off, but let's move it up close, and we'll put it on the turntable too. I don't know if this is removable. It is. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so here's the kind of the puffer thing that Nigo did on the real car. So it looks like a puffer jacket. It's plastic. And then you have the vehicle itself. And yeah, I think there's some original elements to this casting, you know, outside of just the outer portion of it that, I mean, if we pulled out the G-Wagon, like this element here is all, I think, built originally for this model, right? Diecast chassis. Like I said, I'm not going to take it off, so I don't know what it will say underneath here, but I don't want to. I want to keep it as is. You can see the plaid elements on the interior with the seats and in the back. This might be a little longer. Maybe not. Here. While we have the G-Wagon here from the period correct, we might as well. Oh yeah, see? Very different. I think they're the same length, but they just changed this portion of it. Okay, we'll get rid of that. All right, let's put this on the turntable. Get some up close. I really, really dig this. And you know, again, if someone's not into it, it doesn't bother me, but this is, I'm pretty thrilled with this one. With the design, with the collaboration, obviously some big, big names with Nigo and Moncler. And I think the execution on this is really, really cool. So I guess we can just snap this back in. I used to be one that I probably would unscrew this and then showcase it for a while and then realize, no, I actually, you know, would rather have it packaged and then eventually put it in its package. But snap this back. And there it is. All right. Well, there's your first model. Boy, that took a little bit longer than I thought, but let's get on to the others. Well, I kind of want to see how this, so you can basically take this off with a magnet, put this down this way. Probably turn it around. There you go. And take that away. All right, let's start with the custom 72 Datsun 240Z. Let's open this one up. Came out a couple, maybe a month or two ago, I think. But real quickly, if you want to see it, I will show you the models that have been released prior. This one was released originally, this casting, or for the most part, how this casting started, was as a basic, right? And then it went to premium, I think, the Sun Kang model, then it went to premium, and then it was developed for RLC with a few more details, including an opening hood that opens properly there with the Greddy engine. Very, very cool. So I think this is the first one. Started in a Spectre Flame Blue with the 6-spoke wheels. This was the first one. We'll go through these very quickly. Maybe I'll give it a very quick turn on the turntable. But there was the first one in Spectre Flame Blue. And then probably I would say this is the most desirable of those that of this casting so far. Yeah, this paint changing version. There we go. That, you know, green, purple, brown, it kind of hits every color. Very, very cool model with the chrome 4 spokes. This one was a very popular model, and I think remains the most desired of this casting, I think. Then, yeah, I can't remember the sequence. Then it was released, I think, in an acrylic in this bright gold / Spectre Flame yellow, whatever you want to call it. Very nice. Clean design in this one. The 10 spokes, I think, looks really good for that one. And then just maybe a year or two ago, we saw it in the BRE colors. Well, not colors, but BRE style, that they then did the 510 Coupe in the same black BRE deco, so matte black with the chrome, like the dark chrome stylings as well. So this one has had a very kind of cool run as an RLC model. And if you look, what's cool is like 6 spokes, 4 spokes, like that. So 6 spokes wheels, 4 spokes wheels, 10 spoke wheels, 5 spoke wheels. It also has been a convention model one time as the third of the, we'll call it BRE inspired racing stripe. So I think it was the wagon that first was black with this orange trim. Then it went to the coupe, and then this Z. And the funny thing about this Z is the back license said last one, and people interpret it as the last one of this style is what they meant, but what people interpreted it as the last convention, and it set off a bit of a panic, which was kind of funny. And Mark and Jennifer, who organized the convention, had to say, no. It just has to do with the fact that this black model with orange trim, this is the last version of that deco. So now we have this one in olive green, I guess, Spectre Flame olive green, that we definitely need to open. And so I'm going to add that to the family. Opening with gloves isn't easy, but we're doing it. And here it is. We'll go ahead and let's pop the hood on this one. A Datsun trim on it, which looks kind of cool instead of Greddy, but that looks awesome. All right, let's put it on the turntable while I close this hood. I mentioned probably the metal flake, or I'm sorry, the paint changing version is the one that is most popular. But I'll have to say about this one, the fact that it's so clean, just in olive green with the Watanabe rims. This one, I think, I tend to go with that, and I love that color. So I think that one, legitimately, of all 6 of these, is the one I like the most. I really do like the paint changing one, but I think this one, in just terms of like how it's such a nod to the classic Z, even though it's a custom body, that's the one I think that I like the best. All right, there's the Z. Let's keep going. All right, let's do the 1976 Volkswagen Golf Mark I GTI. This one is an exciting casting as well. We've seen the development of this through the sneak peeks that we've had with Brendan Vituski, by the way. That is coming up very soon. We'll be filming that in a couple of days with Brendan at the Hot Wheels convention. No number on this one, but dark chrome. Let's go ahead. The art is great, and just that signature red trim around the grille is such a cool detail. And getting it in this color with this kind of trim, I'm very, very excited about. So let's just open this one up. Yeah, this is a really nice color. So this one has an opening hood, right? Yep. Oh, it totally does. There's your engine. Boy, there are a lot of details in that one. Sometimes it's been there's been complaints about the engine bays in these RLC models that they look a little blobby, I think is probably the word that's used. But this one, that's not the case. The interior, I'll show that real quick too. So you can see there's a lot of details in the interior as well. So this is, yeah, we've seen this one. We did, I think we saw this originally in the sneak peeks that we did in February with Brendan and the Hot Wheels design team, and now we finally have it, and it does not disappoint. Small rims, the wheels look so cool. Yeah, we'll be doing Lamley Awards. We're getting up there. It's getting time, and this one, RLC battle is going to be, with Ferraris it's hard, and RLC and RWBs it makes it hard, but yeah, this will be a fun little tournament to do. I'm not going to go any history lesson or any car show on this one, just because there's nothing to really go with, and we have enough that we're doing already. But between that grille and that color and that nice tiny little compact style of the car, we have a doozy there. All right, let's keep going. All right, time for the Nissan Skyline GTR, the R34. It seems like we're doing a R34 showcase every other video. It's a popular model. Collectors, we are what we are. We might complain about the overuse of the R34, but has there been a time that the R34 hasn't sold in crazy numbers? If you're Hot Wheels, of course you produce them, because the collectors with their money suggest that's what they want. And so we have another one, the Selections model. So this one was, and collectors obviously proved they want the R34, because this casting was put up against 4 or 5 others, and the collectors from the RLC members voted that this is the one they wanted over the others. Then they voted on the color, I think the wheel color and everything else, and then I think it was Hot Wheels Van, the designer, the graphic designer, who put all of this together, and then they produced the model and they mailed it to everyone who bought it. So this casting, basic. Phil Reelman designed it in 2010. It went to premium. Don't confuse it with the new Ron Wong premium model. But we'll, I think, I don't know, by the time I show this video, maybe that's already been seen. Anyway, this one then evolved into the RLC. Brendan Vituski took all of those notes, and he created this model with the opening hood, brake calipers, different spoiler, everything else. We can walk through this model. I think it was supposed to hit RLC first in blue, but before it hit RLC, it was released as a convention model in this beautiful yellow color. This is obviously one of the more desirable convention models really ever. It's definitely gained a lot of value in the secondary market. But yeah, this one was the first one that was ever released, and you can, I'm not going to open all the hoods, but yeah, this one was very popular, still is, and probably the most sought after of any of those. But so is the first RLC release. I don't know if I can show you. It's really hard to go up close, but you can see the brake calipers in there. There you go. I can actually kind of nailed it there. See that in there? Brendan designed it. It's part of the casting here. But yeah, we have this Spectraflame Blue was the very first issue of this model. You know, I don't remember what year it was. This one is has become a very desirable model too. Well, they all have. I don't even have to say everything's desirable because all of these are very desirable. So the Spectraflame Blue, my favorite remains this one, the membership Spectraflame Purple, for a couple reasons. The purple is just super, super bright, like a really cool Spectraflame color in purple. And I do like that they went dark chrome on the rims with these. And so this one still is my favorite one. And then I didn't show it on the blue one, but they did. The harnesses were detailed on this model as well. Tons of detail. Collectors want the R34. Hot Wheels delivers with a very detailed RLC model. That was the third version. Fourth version, after maybe a little bit of a break, was this chrome with the Ghost Hot Wheels logo. Mine has a little bit of a crooked hood. You can see that. And, but yeah, 5 spokes were introduced on this one. The fact that it has Nismo Deco is very cool. Harnesses design, the chrome looks very cool. The Hot Wheels Ghost logo I'm not too into. I think this one without the Hot Wheels Ghost would be very cool. Mine with its misshapen hood isn't entirely great either, but that happens. That's okay. If it were on the blue one, I probably would try and find a way to replace it. Maybe one day I will, just because that hood does bother me and probably bothers you as you watch it on the turntable. Then it went to pink. I think this is a beautiful version with the 10 spokes. This was the this is not membership. This was the RLC pink model. Then it went to it was people who were attending the convention, whatever year that was, and then it went to RLC and sold out fairly quickly. Of course, this one with the white rims is very, very nice. And then recently we had it, the most recent release in RLC in this premium version with the opening hood. And here I'll see if I can't. There we go. Let's show one with the opening hood. There it is. Pretty well detailed. This is a paint changing version. So we've seen that with the Z. Now we see it with the Skyline. Very, very nice model as well. But yeah, does none of these, I think, for me, pass this one. But then a lot of people I know like this one, not only because it was hard to find, but it was also, or because you had to be at the convention, but I think the execution without the Spectraflame, people really dig that too. But let's get to this Selections model. Like I said, it was a 2004 Selections car as voted on by collectors. This is the casting they want. This is the color they wanted. This is the deco they wanted. If you want to read that, you can freeze that. There's a bunch of details there. Yeah, let's just open this one up. Oh yeah, there's some cool details here. So I can't remember all the things that were voted on. I know the color was, and I know that maybe some of the details, like the carbon fiber hood. That little detail there, maybe Van just did that himself. Black spoiler with carbon fiber detailing, that's cool. So that's kind of a new thing. I guess there's a black spoiler on the Nismo. All the rest are the color of the body. I think that's a metal spoiler on it too. And then, yeah, harnesses detailed. I really love, here, we'll open up the hood and then we'll put it on the turntable. There is, let me open that up a little bit more. Looks very similar, I think. Yeah, to the other Skyline GTR. That's cool. Nismo badging, we'll put on the turntable. Nismo badging on the side, that's nice. Yeah, the color's great. Choice on the license plate. And I do really like the rim choice here. And I can't remember if collectors voted on the color of the rims or not. But the 5 spokes here look really cool. So yeah, like the Z, we've had a lot of wheel representation. The 4 spokes would look very odd on this car. But yeah, in this, would you say that's oxblood? Is that the color? We'll go ahead and put that one right there. There's your R34. All of these are out. There's that entire collection. And I know they're still shipping the R34, so if you haven't gotten it yet and you purchased it, it will come eventually. All right, let's finish up with the model that's coming, the Mustang. All right, let's wrap things up with the 1993 Ford Mustang Cobra R. I have said this, there was a while that the 69 and 70 Mustang Boss was my favorite Hot Wheels Mustang casting. That changed when this Fox body came out in RLC. I think this is an absolutely perfect casting and so well executed and such amazing releases of this casting too. So let's walk through those very quickly. This remains one of my favorite top 3 convention cars easily, is the first release of this casting. This is the Julian Coyle's dinner tribute car. I think this is one of those cases like the Skyline. They were supposed to release it on RLC first, but the timing made it so this one was actually released first. The teal Skyline with 10 spokes, or Skyline Mustang with 10 spokes. It's just, I love the color. It's so perfect from that era, from that Fox body era. The color is just so cool. So that one is, and we'll open the hood on the latest ones, but opening hood on this one, like the R34 Skyline. And just a fantastic color and fantastic model. That was the first one. And then very soon thereafter, what was supposed to be the first version was released in Spectre Flame Red. Here, I'll open the hood on this one. Brendan Vituski did this one like he's done almost, I think, everything we've shown. I don't know who did the G-Wagon, but really nice detailing here. I think the Cobra R was released only in red, if I'm remembering correctly. So this has had to be released in other colors as well. But yes, the Spectre Flame Red with the 5 spokes. You know, it's the low profile wheels are probably a little bit more, you know, modernized for this car. I mean, it being 30 plus years old, but it's the perfect Fox body casting. So that was the second version in Spectre Flame Red. Then it was membership model, I think the next year, in black. You get the chrome rims on this one, the chrome 6 spokes, and Spectre Flame Black. Red trim was a really nice touch on this one. Also very, I think, very era appropriate. So this car looked really, really good. So you add that one to the collection. Then if I'm doing this correctly, I think the next release was back to the convention. If you get to know the convention audience, you know that releasing Mustangs is the way to go. It gets people excited. This is the second version. So you had the dinner tribute one, and then this one was just a normal convention model, whatever year it was, I don't even remember, in orange. This one's nice with the black spoiler. Some other, you know, the fact that you can get this in a kind of a more realistic color. The wheels, I'm not a big fan of these GT rims. I used to be, but I think there's so much better real riders. But I think this one, from a side profile, works really well for the era that it came out in, even though sometimes those wheels can be interpreted as like maybe classic, but they actually play very well for on a car like this. I really like the pink version. This was another convention release and then released for RLC. Spectre Flame Pink. I think the wheel choice is really nice on this one. So this one was very recent. I can't remember which one. And so very nice Cobra R in pink. And then just for kicks, because Mustangs is where we're going, and we have another big new Mustang casting coming out very soon. But I did, while I was pulling out all these Cobra Rs, I did pull out the Code Red. This will be a convention model here very soon as well in bright red. Here, like a day, it's going to be released. I'll be very excited to open that up. But I just pulled this out because, you know, we have a Mustang family going right here in this RLC. There's a billion other Mustangs in RLC, but these Brendan Vituski designs, figured I'd put them all together. All right, let's talk about this one. Coming on sale September 30th, 9 a.m. Pacific time in chrome. And what's funny is I'm looking forward to open this because I've had this from Mattel for a few days, but you have to really get the right angle to see the color because it's stuck in this blister. You want to freeze it, you can get all that mumbo jumbo on the back. No number, no sticker. Who knows how many were made. But let's go ahead and add it to the fam. There we go. I understand why some people don't open their RLC models because they really do display pretty well. All right, here it is. And yeah, it's really cool. I don't think I even noticed that kind of two-tone trim on this one. So you get the kind of gunmetal or dark chrome Spectre Flame, which really plays well on this one. It's kind of like the pink. It just looks cool. And then the bottom portion is in more of like a matte black color, and that wraps into the chassis. Let's open up the hood on this one. There it is. Similar trim to the one we opened, the Spectre Flame Red. Chrome wheels, I think, are really important, so they go dark chrome on this one. And yeah, really cool. So they're calling this, based on the license plate, Shadow. That's a cool little detail. So we'll call this the Shadow Cobra R because, yeah, I think that color, Shadow's a great description. So yeah, I'll run with that as well. I think this thing is super, super cool. Just the silhouette. Brendan really nailed this one. He's nailed a lot of the RLCs. He's done a great job. And this Fox body, Yeah, it's great. So you Mustang fans are very happy. You RLC fans are very happy. You Hot Wheels collectors like me who just like a whole lot of things, you're probably pretty happy as well. There you go. Epic video, right? Opening up some good stuff. You guys let me know if you're going to go after this Mustang or if you got these others. Tell me what you think. Good luck on the sale. Those of you at the convention, we'll see you there. We got a lot coming up from the convention and, of course, sneak peeks. So we'll get our old friends, Brendan, Ron, Andre, Brian, all together. Leeway might join us, and we'll do some sneak peeks. Thanks, everybody. Bye.